Hello, it is Friday, August 16th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday crossword, so we're going to be solving the first of two themeless puzzles of the week. No theme, just solving. It might be a bit misdirecting, a bit punny, and this potentially punny, misdirecting edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Adam and Annette Noble, Noah Bezanson, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to those 5 benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. Their generous support sustains this channel, keeps this series going. Thank you so much to those 5 and to everybody who's a patron of the channel at any level. I really do appreciate it. If you've been enjoying this series enough to consider contributing like those folks do, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find there the bonus videos available to patrons. Or for benefactors like those I mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to everyone who contributes on Patreon. Thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube, which is a big help, as is commenting, liking, etc. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice, friendly chat community linked in the description field. Having said all that, let's get on to today's crossword by Kate Hawkins, who's constructed a Friday themeless puzzle for us. She's responsible for about a dozen puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited once again by Joel Faliano. Let's start solving, see how I do with this potentially punny puzzle. Locale for car chases in Goldfinger and Quantum of Solace. I don't know off the top of my head where those were filmed. Those Bond films, I don't know. Good. It's interesting that those two were filmed in the same place. I guess it's probably will be clear when I see it. Anyway, good stuff. I don't know. Spiced tea, chai, I would say. Slowly depletes. Saps. If you sap someone's energy, you slowly deplete it. So we've got two answers from which to cross. Let's try that. Cranks out. Churns out. If you churn out work, you crank it out. I think that's reasonable. Toot one's own horn. Honk a car. Depress the car horn. Amount to. I was going to say add, but you'd need the 2 and add as well. You'd say 5 and 7 amount to 12. 5 and 7 add to 12. So the 2 would need to be in parentheses, I guess is what I'm saying. So amount to are. Yes, okay. 5 and 7 are 12. There we go. Can't say for certain. I'm not sure. I mean, there could be something else that fits in the similar number of letters. So let's look at these. Not fully value. To not fully value something or somebody would be to under. I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure about this. Can't say for certain. More to come. Stay tuned. That I am much more confident about. Not stay duned, but stay tuned. You might be watching something other than Dune. Can't say for certain. I don't know. What would this be? Can't say for certain. I don't know. Strange. Container for the 10 Commandments. An ark that could have been carried around in an ark, that kind of elaborate sort of chest sort of thing, or not chest, but conveyance. Things found in a well. Stairs? No, I don't know why that would be the case. Okay, let's keep looking around. Connects. Ties in, maybe? We'll need an S somewhere to conjugate the verb like connect, but it can't be at the end. So that's why I think it's probably something like in or on. But I think ties in works well with connect. So let's try that. Things found in a well. Are they stairs? Oh, no. Brain went to a silly place. I thought of an ink well, and then I thought ink stains you. So maybe ink stains, they're not, yeah. The stains only occur when the ink has come in contact with something else. Meals that traditionally include 4 cups of wine. Seders. There we go. Passover dinner. Is this stairs? Oh, stairwell. Yes, of course it is. I was thinking of a water well, that kind of thing. No, a stairwell. In a house or something. Contains stairs. All right. Hosts, MCs, masters of ceremonies, perhaps. Oops. No. There we go. Could be. Let's see. Broken off branches, sects, or religious sects, for instance. They've diverged from the sort of primary denomination or religion. Was psychologically manipulative. Played my buttons. It's not going to say my. It doesn't make any sense anyway. English cathedral city. Whoa. Is this Ely? If so, this is a real cryptic crossword standby. The city of Ely, a cathedral city in England, here in the UK. The reason I was shocked by this is because there's a very, very common convention in British cryptic crosswords, which is that within a clue, you might see the word "see," and very often, much more often than you'd expect, based on how you'd interpret this word in English language typically. Very often, if the word "see" appears in a clue, in the answer, that will correspond to ELY for Ely. And the reason is because this refers to a see in the religious sense, in the sense of organization of kind of church hierarchy, geographically. So you'll have a see, a kind of diocese, and Ely as a cathedral city would be the seat of a see. So anyway, this doesn't need to be explained in order to solve this clue, obviously, because it is still, I think, fairly obscure, to be honest, if you don't actually live in the UK. But nonetheless, when I saw this, I was very surprised because this feels like a nod to cryptic crossword convention. Anyway, it's still just the answer, even in a normal crossword here, so you don't technically need to know all that. Good stuff. Assets are positive, positive on a balance sheet. Assets are positive, liabilities are negative. So it's good to have assets. And also, even just not in a financial sense, obviously, positive assets, good personality attributes or what have you. Leave undisturbed. You let lie, you leave it undisturbed. Was psychologically manipulative. Oh, stayed? No. It's got to be played. Oh, yes, it is probably, because locale for car chases in Goldfinger and Quantum of Solace must be the Alps, the European mountain range. Okay, I actually don't specifically remember that, but maybe I'd remember the scenes if I saw them, clips from them. So this has got to be played something. Not fully value. Yes, sell short. Right, okay. So if you don't fully value something, you either literally sell it, for less than its value, or you metaphorically don't give it its due. Okay, well, there we go. So here we have arch, sly. So you could have an arch sense of humor, sly sense of humor. And then was psychologically manipulative. I still don't know what this is. Something to do crisscross applesauce. You could sit with your legs crossed, which that rhyme describes, or at least refers to. I won't repeat myself in this note. Not sure what that's about. So what's this? Was psychologically manipulative. Played mind games. That's what it is. There we go, finally. Wish I would have gotten that one earlier. Some 3.5 million quotations were gathered for it, for short, the Oxford English Dictionary, which was compiled in an incredibly fascinating way that's sort of a Victorian-era equivalent of crowdsourcing. The compilers of the OED contacted many, many, many experts in various fields to contribute entries grouped by subject matter, but also lots of lay people, people who essentially weren't academics or so on, were early contributors to the OED. It's a really fascinating project. Anyway, Million Blank March, political event of 2000. Million Mom March, I kind of vaguely remember that as something in U.S. politics. Some facilities, men's rooms maybe? Facilities, often a euphemism for toilet. I won't repeat myself in this note. See attached or seen closed or something. I won't repeat. See above. See above. I won't repeat myself. Just look up to what I said before. There we go. One known to disappear during work. A magic during work. Not sure. Magic eye? I don't know. It's not right. Wordless part of many songs. Intro often is instrumental. Trust. Bank. I trust you. I bank on you. Yeah, okay. That is actually probably right. Clatter could be ruckus, maybe, a commotion, a noise. Oh, this doesn't look right. No, it isn't. Because the cheese, also known as French Gruyere, would be Comté. There we go. So what's this then? Clatter. A racket. There we go. There's another there's another name for a noise that involves an R, K, and E in the same positions. To forestall something would be to avert it. To forestall disaster would be to avert disaster, to prevent it or evade it. Limit is a cap, a maximum amount. And coin once known as the piece of 8 is the peso. Oh, right. I didn't know that a peso was the piece of 8. Oh, that's interesting. I'm curious what the history behind that is. I always just think of piece of 8 as a kind of, I just sort of, it's in my brain as a piratey sort of phrase without specific kind of historical specificity. But obviously, why would that be true? Leaf, I don't know what that's about. Go through or something? Leaf through something as a verb. I was trying to think if I could think of something for that. I don't know. Italian menu word. Anti, like antipasto, for instance? I don't know. One known to disappear during work. Yeah, okay, I'm still not sure. Film character who asks, did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking? I actually know this despite having not seen this film. I've never seen Zoolander, but I've at least heard or seen this clip. So I do know that that is the character in question. All right, where lines may be drawn in the sand. Zoo something? I don't know. Expeditions, e.g. And Italian menu word. Oh, alla? Like, I don't know, penne alla vodka or something like that? Maybe? Leaf. Oh, folio. Right, okay. When I saw this, I thought maybe it was going to have something to do with book printing, but I was thinking recto verso. I wasn't really thinking of the actual proper word here. So folio. So, some I always forget the exact definition of all these phrases, but it's basically a page in a book. All right. Oh, magician. Oh, one known to disappear during work. I see. When a magician is working, they're performing a magic show, and they may well make themselves disappear. There we go. That's it. Artist Cindy, known for her photographic self-portraits. Cindy Sherman, her photographs are just extraordinary. Her kind of self-portraits of herself in different kind of costume and makeup. It's great stuff. Anyway, expeditions, e.g. Oh, these are Ford vehicles, Ford Expedition, Ford Explorer, etc. Where lines may be drawn in the sand. Right. Zero something? Where line? I still don't know. Can't say for certain. It depends. That's what it is. Okay, that was more straightforward than I was making it. So where might lines be drawn in the sand? Oh, Zen garden. Right. Okay. You use the rake to create kind of circular. I guess they don't need to be circular, but to create parallel patterns of lines in the sand. Very nice clue. Small towns, burgs, a little small burg, a small town from the German. Round up herd animals, right? So not round up mathematically, but you herd the sheep, you round them up. Showrunner rhymes. Shonda Rhimes is a very successful U.S. television showrunner. And more spirited might be spunkier. You've got spirit. You're spunky. And then Libby offerings. What does that mean, Libby? Libby offerings. What am I missing? I don't know what that's about. Sorry. Startle. It looks like ebony or something. I don't know what that is. Startle. Shock. You could shock someone, startle them. Skedaddle. Scram, or is this not shock? Startle. I want that to be scram, as in get out of there quickly. Does that work with this? Startle. I don't know. We'll delete that for now. What about this? But seriously, as I know. I don't know. Too long. Czech brew. A Pilsner? So, Czech Republic or Czechia, very associated with. It's beer brewing. Pilsner would be a style you'd associate from there. Cluttered quarters. A sty. It's a total sty. It's a mess. It's a pigsty. So Hunter on screen. Oh, Holly Hunter is an actor. There we go. So skedaddle. Oh, split. Okay, I was wrong after all. Startle is spook. Don't startle the horses. Don't spook the horses. Oh, this looks like ebooks. Libby offerings, ebooks. Okay. Is that a service or an app or something? Libby offerings. Oh, actually, I think I have this on my phone. I think this is, I could be completely wrong about this. I think this is how you check out ebooks from your local library. I could be wrong about that. Do let me know if I'm wrong. But I think that might be what that is. I actually do have that app, believe it or not, and I just couldn't think of it. It just didn't trigger my memory for some reason. Anyway, but seriously, all kidding aside, there we go. All right, that's what it is. This was like DNA. The code in Walter Isaacson's best-selling 2021 book, The Code Breaker. It must be DNA. And then skedaddled as ran. There we go, fled. All right, it's inspired. Air, you literally inspire it, you breathe it. And comes down is raises? No, that would be brings down rather than comes down. Let's see. Low point, abbreviation, minimum. Comes down. Oh, rains. It's coming down. It's raining. That works. Most densely populated country in Europe. That's an interesting clue. What is it? Oh, I'm annoyed at myself that I can't think of a 6-letter European country starting with an M offhand. Had a hankering. If you longed for something, you had a hankering for it. Puts off. Deters? Or delays? One of those. Unchanging. If it's unchanging, it's set. It is deters. So if you put someone off from doing something, you detain them. Sorry, you deter them from doing it. Number of sides for a hendecagon. It must be 11. That's a fascinating word. Good one, hendecagon. Mugful on a desk, perhaps. Pens. You could have a mug with pens sitting in it. Word with felt or hot. Felt tip, as in a felt tip pen, or hot tip. Like some useful information you've given someone. All right. That's an order. Detective? No, surely not. That's an order. Defective? Oh, Monaco. Monaco must, okay, that makes sense. Those sort of micro-states are often among the most densely populated countries because they're basically cities. All right, well, there we go. I wish I would have thought of that right offhand earlier on. So what's this? Marked down, on sale. Yeah, it is that. Okay. Buffs. Lovers, as in film buffs, film lovers. There we go. That could be it. Tube travelers, ova. So eggs, traveling through the reproductive system, for instance. Components of imperial regalia. Components. Orbs. The orb is often associated with an imperial ruler because it symbolizes the earth over which they have dominion. Oh, directive. That's an order. An order is literally a directive. It's something you issue to be followed. Text qualifier, etc. That's not really a qualifier. I'm not sure. This looks like embroider. Yes, add exaggerated details to embroider. You could physically embroider a tapestry or something, or metaphorically embroider a story by adding details. So text qualifier. Oh, I misspelled directive. Sorry, that's embarrassing. So text qualifier IMO, in my opinion. That's the qualifier. You sort of soften what you've said by saying, well, it's just my opinion. And chain reaction singer 1985. It must be Ross. That doesn't mean anything to me, unfortunately. I don't recognize the song offhand. Maybe I would if I heard it, but I don't know who this is. But it's great. And that was the Friday crossword. Very good. Yeah, that was a good Friday, I thought. I was sort of always being challenged, but never completely stumped in a corner or something. So that's kind of what I want from a Friday puzzle, I think. And we had some very nice, clever clues, including this one, actually, where lines may be drawn in the sand as Zen Garden. That's very nice. I mean, it reads so cleanly. It doesn't read like it's being tortured in order to create a kind of punny clue. It's very nice and smooth in that regard. We had this funny English cathedral city, Ely, that allowed me to explain an element of the common trope of cryptic crosswords. What else? We had just tube travelers. I mean, that's a very punny Friday sort of clue. We had this interesting knowledge, most densely populated country in Europe, of Monaco. Found that intriguing. Yeah, there we go. Good, solid Friday crossword. I think that's about what I look for in one of these puzzles, but let me know how you fared with this one. And I'll be back tomorrow for the second of two themeless puzzles. Could be a trickier one than this. That's often how it goes on Saturday. So join me for that, but until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.